Growing up, I always felt like I was a little bit different. I always leaned towards looking at girls as opposed to looking at boys, and I felt that that was slightly abnormal. I never really heard any girl say, "Look at that girl, isn't she really hot?" I went to a birthday party in my neighborhood, and all of my friends gathered around me, and they really started slinging hatred towards me, calling me a lesbian. I grew up a little more, and I found someone to talk to release all the hatred and the crying and feeling like there was something wrong with me. And this girl really showed me that it was okay to be who I was and talked with me and made me feel much better.
Best Buy Geek Squad. We fix more than just computers.
What's going on, everyone? Jeremy here from The Quartering. I hope you enjoyed this morning's interview with the most censored man on the internet. If you haven't, make sure you check the channel out. It's wild. Alex is actually very amenable to being wrangled, does a great job answering specific questions and staying on task. It was a really good, fun time for me. I've also got a live interview with Savannah Hernandez going on while you're watching this too. I hope you'll check that out. Now, for the past couple days, Best Buy continues to get revealed, shown their true colors to the world. First, we saw they had a management program that specifically excluded one group of people. That is, of course, the whitey, the evil. And then after massive backlash formed from that, the CEO, who makes $15+ million a year, privated their Twitter because they were worried about all the online backlash that they were deservedly getting. Then, then James O'Keefe unleashed a second whistleblower late last night, showing how Best Buy discriminates against different religions, in particular Christian employees, and their rights to practice their faith. This is not exactly a good look for Best Buy, especially when they're so easily replaced by just about anybody else. And we're going to get into that after a super quick word from this video sponsor. Huge shout out to this video sponsor, Control. Listen, friends, if you're a gamer or a streamer, you like watching streams, then you know how hard it can be to eat the right stuff when you're just too into the stream or the game or grinding. I don't know about you, but for me, I find myself skipping meals or ordering takeout when I just don't feel like stopping playing or jumping off that live stream. We all know this ain't healthy, and in the past, it's led me and so many others to feel like garbage, gain weight, or get bad skin even. That's where Control comes in. They're brand owned and operated by gamers and esport legends who decided to make healthier food options for people like us. Some of esports legends consume Control to keep them feeling healthy and gaming longer, such as Optic Scum, FaZe Clan, and Luminosity Gaming. So what do? Well, if you're looking to eat healthy or even lose weight, their meal replacement shakes are the best option. They fill you up for hours and they taste freaking amazing and are so good for you. Or if you're looking for a quick, high protein snack, they also have protein cookies and protein meal bars. Control has really helped me get back on track with my nutrition, and they allowed me to extend that offer to you by sponsoring this video. If you want to make a healthier change, please go to Drink Control. That's drinkctrl.com/quartering and use code quartering to get 10% off your first order. It means so much to me that I can hopefully help some of you all get your life on track, change your life, and start feeling better. If you don't want to spend money and wait, you can also go into your local GNC store and pick up a bag or some cookies. Thanks to Control for sponsoring this video. Now, I want to point out, all the credit in the world goes to James O'Keefe's OMG investigative reporting. So make sure you're following James and OMG. You see a couple different clips posted yesterday, which is an amazing a bit of investigative reporting. You see the street, fresh off the success of their boycott of Bud Light. Social media political activists have set their new sights on a new target. It might be a busy latter part of the year for Bud Light boycotters. The momentum from the group's successful campaign against Anheuser-Busch, when it supposedly went woke, even though Bud Light has multiple pro-LGBTQ advertisements and initiatives in the past, has them going. Now, Best Buy, national electronics retail chain, now has a target on its back after O'Keefe Media Group published pictures of an application for a minority management program. One of the requirements for the program is that the applicant identify as Black, Latino, Hispanic, Asian, or Pacific Islander. It's a fancy way of saying non-white. White people were excluded from applying for the minority management program. It wasn't called, the thing is, it wasn't a minority management program. It just wasn't. It was just a management program that they explicitly excluded white individuals from applying for. That's the truth of it. And so, of course, the internet had their way with them. Now, the article says workplace diversity training has been around since at least the 1960s, following the introduction of equal employment laws and affirmative action. Both, by the way, are terrible policies. And the Supreme Court recently came out and said, hey, we don't support this, when they were using affirmative action technology or techniques, to specifically elevate students who were non-white or non-Asian who didn't actually deserve to get, didn't have the credentials to get in. We're getting, people who did were getting passed over. Now you see this. Carrie Cunningham, a marketing official outside of Best Buy, told me they called the police on O'Keefe Media. It's unclear what Pyramid Management Group or Best Buy hoped to accomplish by calling the police on journalists reporting from the parking lot.
Every time they call the police, every single time that I do an investigative report, they call the police. I just want you to remember that.
James is going to look good when he finally gets his big boy face hair and he's got a full beard. I think that's a good look for him. James, keep it going, bud.
They called on journalists, but
you end up calling the cops on journalists. I'm not exactly sure what they hope to imagine or what they hope to accomplish there. Now, OMG exclusive. Now, I'm not going to play the whole video because this is their work and it should be, they should get credit for that. So let me just retweet that, of course. Second whistleblower. By the way, I've got a whistleblower that I'm talking to as well, a long-term Best Buy employee that I'm collecting some information from. OMG exclusive. Second whistleblower reveals that Best Buy discriminates against religions. Geek Squad member has audio proof that the company refuses to allow Christian employees to display crosses while also requiring them to attend LGBTQ workshops. Now, again, it's Christianity. It's the one religion that corporations and mainstream media are allowed to discriminate against. Not that I agree with it, but it is the truth of it all. And it's just sick, but it's true. OMG exclusive. Here's a little bit.
I'm James O'Keefe with OMG, standing outside Best Buy this week on August 8th. O'Keefe Media Group OMG released a story featuring a whistleblower from inside Best Buy that released screenshots of a training program, a management training program with McKinsey & Company, where it explicitly excludes white applicants. The program's racial requirements have led to accusations of racial discrimination. A firestorm online. The CEO of Best Buy, Corey Berry, has now made her Twitter account private.
I'm not surprised. These people don't like it. They like to operate in the shadows. They like to, they like to just do their little thing, and not get caught. And when they do, it's like you lift the rock and the cockroaches and spiders kind of go every little direction. That's what happens.
Now, a second whistleblower has come forward exclusively to OMG with audio recordings of his manager, Mike Hirsch, at a Best Buy in Jacksonville, Florida, stating that LGBTQ flags were appropriate in the Geek Squad office, but Christian crosses were not.
Both are treated as, by the way, a religion, for whatever reason, and it's just the truth of it. And it's bizarre. Again, this is why you just don't have this stuff in the office. You just don't need to do it. You don't need to validate everyone's, who they sleep with at work.
This has led to further allegations of religious discrimination.
If we're doing all that gay pride flags and all that transgender stuff, why don't we have Christian stuff all over?
They're not the same.
Oh, they're not the same. Well, if you watch the mainstream media, they are the same. In fact, the cult of LGBTQ, etc., supersedes religion.
How is that not the same?
You can 1,000% choose religion.
So,
it's not a belief.
listen,
though. That's a cultural.
Yeah, but me as a cultural entity having beliefs that I have, so
Right.
Why can't I put my stuff all over the wall?
You are choosing to believe in Christianity or Muslim or
Okay.
whatever. You choose that.
Someone
Are you?
is choosing to be gay
They
or
don't choose to be
lesbian.
gay.
Hey, they're choosing that.
Enis Sujak, a Serbian immigrant and Best Buy employee in Jackson.
Hey, immigrants are our strength. They're the only, they're the strongest group fighting back a lot against this stuff. Muslims and immigrants seem to be the only ones really having the stones to push back against this stuff in some situations. They're a lot of people. They're the Republicans' secret weapon.
Jacksonville, Florida, recorded the conversation with his manager, Mike Hirsch. I spoke with Enis about his situation. He's decided to go public. Very brave, very courageous individual. Here's some of that interaction.
That is our manager. His name is Mike Hirsch. He and I had a very long conversation. It was like an hour and 30 minutes of he and I just going back and forth with him, telling me that it was work appropriate to have all this LGBTQ stuff that's going on in the office and everywhere else, but it's not okay for me to, be a Christian myself and have a Bible right over there that's right there at the office, or have.
My favorite thing about those pride flags is they're just clearly right out of the Amazon packaging. They still have all the original folds in it.
A cross or a Quran or anything like that. That's not work appropriate, but having that LGBTQ.
By the way, I don't know, I think for a lot of people, being a certain religion is not a choice. It's a calling. It's who they are.
Pride flag everywhere else, that is work appropriate, and I wasn't standing for
With the materials he saw on the walls, the LGBTQ materials in the morning meetings, he objected to it and walked out as they required his attendance at these morning meetings.
Her name is Athena. She's also the well-being person at Best Buy as well, and she took offense to how I handled the whole situation of just kind of walking out as she was trying to teach us about the LGBTQ history.
By the way, they're fine cramming this in people's faces when it flies directly in contradiction to their religions.
So she ended up putting more pride flags because of me walking out.
And you walked out of there. How did that go? Athena was teaching about the history and you just walked out. Did you say anything?
No, not at all. I didn't say anything. I kept it very respectful. That's how I do things in life. I keep it very nice and professional. Me and my partner, we ended up walking out. We went to our truck and we took care of our clients.
Nothing wrong with that. I didn't even notice it. You had walked out this morning, man. But had I known, I would have followed your lead on that. All I heard this morning was a forceful approach on a differing belief. I appreciate the love, brother. I mean, this is the thing. This is the quiet majority. Like, go live your life. That's okay. But pushing it on people is insanity.
Apparently she took offense to me not just sitting there and listening to all that garbage.
Now, Enis Sujak works for Geek Squad, which is owned by Best Buy, and it's within the Geek Squad office where Enis witnessed LGBTQ paraphernalia, pride materials. Mike Hirsch, head of warehouse manager of Geek Squad, had a conversation with Enis Sujak, and, well, Sujak decided to take out his phone and record the conversation.
Would anybody choose to be belittled, tortured, made
in
fun
America?
Of? Yes,
in America. In America, where you have so much freedoms and rights around here. They get special privileges. They get a whole month to
based
themselves, bro.
There are people like you, and even worse than
people like you,
that are so anti that.
I'm not anti. I just don't care about how you live your life. Don't preach that shit.
Yeah, I mean, don't preach that stuff to me. I'm going to leave the rest of James's video for you to check out. But 100% screw Best Buy. They deserve all the backlash they're going to get. Remember that this Christmas season, there are many other places you can buy consumer electronics that don't partake in this stuff. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please do subscribe down below, and we'll talk to you again real soon.